This is what happens when you don't understand pipe sizing. I've removed 7 pumps from a single system. And the most weird part of it is the pipe sizing was fine on that job and none of those pumps were needed, but the installers on site simply did not understand it. Today, I'm joined by Steph from Spruce, and she will put a stop to this madness by showing you how easy it is to pipe size a project using their new pipe sizing feature in Spruce software. And by the end of this video, you'll never have to guess a pipe size ever again.
You guys have been asking for this for a really long time, so excited to get it out in the wild. You can now do a full pipework drawing in Spruce, so connect up heat pump cylinder, all your emitters. We will auto-size the pipes for you, run all the calculations, pressure drop, etc. We tried really hard to make this super quick and easy to use. Really focused on that, so hopefully you can get this done not only well, but really fast. And Simon told me that this job took him 5 minutes, so I'm pretty happy about that. We'll walk through later in the video exactly how we did this in Spruce. But before that, we just want to clear up a common misconception about how you're actually sizing pipes.
How do we pipe size? Because a lot of guys, especially see it on social media, installers asking question, do I size to the heat loss or do I size to the heat source, be it a boiler, be it a heat pump? In theory, heat loss, you size your heat source to that, so that should be the same thing, but it's not always the case. You size to the load of the property, the flow required. Pipe sizing is just a part of a larger process of system design that starts with heat loss. Then you size your heat source, then you size your emitters, and then you size your pipework. And later on, based on that, you size your circulators. And I think manufacturers are not helping us because you see in heat pump manuals or in heat pump training, things like you can only put a heat pump on given size of pipework 15 meters away from the house. That is not true. You can put a heat pump wherever you want as long as you design the pipework correctly and as long as your pump can overcome the index circuit. We'll get to the index circuit later on in the video. So I just wanted to clear that up before we go to Spruce and start drawing. And I hope you agree with what I've said, right?
Yeah, exactly. I think people use rules of thumb because they can't do the full calcs. As soon as you can do the full calcs, you can size it all properly, and actually Jagged's going to work based on the heat loss.
And put your heat pump wherever you want, if the software says so.
Right, I've got my whole house drawn out in Spruce here. Heat loss is fully done. Sized all my radiators. We're ready to size some pipes.
Right. Let me time you. Let's see how good the software is. So yeah, no pressure.
Okay, bring it. First I'm going to place my heat pump. That's going to sit underneath that window there. Then I'm going to pop in my cylinder. That's going under the stairs. So first up, I'm going to draw my primaries from my heat pump to my cylinder. So got this nice little multi-select so I can draw a pair of parallel pipes that snaps in parallel to my cylinder, connects up. Heat pump to the cylinder, sorted. Then we're going to branch off for our space heating run. So I'm going to add in a new pair of pipes here, up to where I'm going to put my risers. Add in a riser. Again, I can add in the pair all together, up to my first floor. I've already aligned these floors, so that's all good. And then I can quite simply keep drawing. So we'll connect up that rad, all snaps into place. Take a couple pipes off to connect in this towel rail in the bathroom, and then run nicely down here through the hall to this bedroom. That rad's connected, and finally through the door into that bedroom. So upstairs, rads, we're all good. Go back to my ground floor. I didn't actually pop in my three-way valve here, so I'll add that in explicitly. Adds a bit of pressure drop, which we'll talk about in a sec. So that's all nicely plumbed in on my heating diverter. So then we just need to connect up my rads downstairs. I'm going to branch off this riser here and just go and connect up that rad in the kitchen. And then finally, the two rads I've got down here in the living room lounge. And we're done. All my pipes are sized, full set of calcs, all done there. and we can check if we're happy with this design.
2 minutes 30.
I'll take it.
On the video might be shorter because I'll probably cut some stuff out, but yeah, the whole thing took 2 minutes 30. That's pretty quick, but is it correct? Let's have a look.
Yeah, let's have a look. So pipe sizing, heat pump to cylinder, 22 mil, pretty happy. I guess an interesting thing here is we've got some pipes that are less than 15
I can
mil.
see some 8s, some 10s. So why is that happening?
Yeah, so basically these are being sized algorithmically for the smallest thing that could work, right? Like this set of pipes is not going to give you too high a pressure drop, and it's sort of optimizing for the smallest thing so you don't spend extra on the kit.
No one is going to carry 5 different sizes of copper pipework on the van. Is there any way we could limit how the selection is done?
Yeah, so right now you can manually, you can mass select all of these, click command, select them and set them all to 15 if that's the smallest pipe size you carry. We will very soon just add a way of you saying, this is a set of pipes I've got in the van and we'll only use those to size.
So how does Spruce work out pipework sizing right now?
Yeah, so it's auto-sizing the pipework, checking basically, is it big enough to have a manageable velocity and a manageable pressure drop? But really the pressure drop condition always wins. So essentially we're saying, is the pressure drop in this pipe less than 350 pascals per meter? If yes, good. If no, we're going to have to put in a bigger pipe. So smallest pipe that you can have that meets that condition.
Spruce also has what's called a kV value for the diverter valve now, and soon I hear for other components, and that's the feature I asked for, so I'm so happy to see it. What is a kV value?
Yeah, kV value just describes how much pressure is lost through a fitting when when water flows through it.
Yeah, and we get them with diverter valves. Sometimes we can find them for strainers or other fittings. Those valves, diverter valves from Honeywell 28 will get delivered with heat pump cylinders. And they've got a relatively low kV value of 8. If you put that on a 12 kilowatt heat pump or 16 kilowatt heat pump, your pressure loss is well over half a meter just on the valve. 0.62 meters on this one, I think, on a 12 kilowatt unit.
Yeah.
Then you're going to add a ball valve strainer like that, which when clean will have a comparable pressure loss to that valve, and suddenly you've lost a meter head on your pump just on 2 components. And I think that's not insignificant. So it's amazing that we've got that feature in Spruce now, because it will throw a pressure loss warning at you if you put too many of those fittings, right?
Yeah, exactly. It just helps you be more precise about can I use this fitting on this higher flow rate heat pump or not? So what is the index circuit? The index circuit is the highest pressure drop route around your pipework. Little bits of water being pushed through your pipework, some of them are going to go to every rad, right? The water needs to flow to every radiator. But only one of those routes is going to have the highest pressure drop around the whole circuit. And that is the one we call the index circuit. And that's what we size for. So my circulator pump needs to be powerful enough that it can push the water around that hardest route, whether that's the longest or the smallest pipe or whatever it might be, that highest pressure drop route around the circuit. As long as my pipe can get the water around that route, it can get the water around everything else to all the other rads.
So it's just a bit like being attacked by 10 angry teenagers, right? You knock the biggest one out and the rest scatters, right?
Right. I mean, a couple of them might hold your ankles, so I'm not sure it's quite the same. But yeah, deal with the biggest one and you're sorted.
Knowing your index circuit is great because it allows you to combine that with reading a pump chart, which we have one here. And if you understand the pump chart, you'll also understand how many circulators you'll need on a system. And in my experience, 99% of systems are completely fine with one circulator or the circulator built in the actual external unit. And that job you've just done, that's your own house, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah. And you've got Vaillant Aerotherm 5 kilowatt there.
I do, yeah.
We have a pump chart for your unit. Do you want to show us where the pressure loss of your system is and how it relates to that pump chart?
Yeah, exactly. So in Spruce now, because I've drawn everything, I've got my index circuit. I know that my index pressure drop is 20 kPa, and I need about 800 liters per hour of flow rate. So what do we do here? We look at, okay, I need 800 liters per hour flow rate. Fine, okay, this pump gives about 60 kPa at that. But I only need 20 kPa. So this is the duty point of my pump. That's all it actually needs to do. Anything under this line for this circulator that's built into the Valen Aerotherm 5 is fine. So this pump easily big enough. I could add a bunch more pipework, much smaller pipework, some much bigger rads, and still be totally fine with this pump.
So you don't need a buffer.
I don't need a buffer.
You don't need another pump.
I don't need another pump. It's just going to work as is with the circulator that is in the box. Nice and easy.
Spruce also shows us now two interesting things. Pipe length, so we know how much material to order, which is kind of helpful. And also system volume.
Yeah. So pipe length, obviously, order a little extra, you know. You've not drawn every little bend in there, but hopefully it gives you a right order of magnitude. System volume, basically important to make sure you have enough heat in there to defrost the heat pump. So when that flow reverses, you need to have enough heat like stored up in that water to melt all the ice off the heat exchanger in the unit. And then also cycling, if you have a bit of extra volume, your heat pump in the shoulder season is going to turn on and off a bit less, better for efficiency than it turning on and off all the time. And
guys, next week is installer show.
If you want to have a play with the software, come see us at Installer. Details below in the video. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching and see you at the installer.